Well, today on Iridology Around the World, we have again 4 time zones, Chris.
We do. I'm actually not at home today. I'm actually same time zone, but I'm in a different state. I'm
Are
camping
you?
in New South Wales. And
Great.
and good evening to you in Texas. You're a little bit behind us. You're yesterday.
I'm yesterday. Yes, I'm the one that's dragging behind. Would you like to
And
introduce our guest today,
I
though?
do. I would. We have Olive Lynn from Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, who many of you know her, and she became the Iridologist of the Year this year, and we've had her on the show before. And an amazing man who we met in 2019 called Ruboe Yao. And I was introduced to him by Alan, who told me about this amazing man with this amazing story, which we'll hear about today. So he's in Nanjing in China. So we've got 4 different time zones, and I'm literally sitting in the car camping with my little phone on as my internet source.
Well,
Okay,
I'm
welcome.
excited. I'm excited to get into our program, and let's talk about
Yeah,
uh, our first question. Do you want to give our first question?
sure. So Ruba, how long have you been an iridologist?
Almost 3 years. I
Wow.
learned about iridology in May 2019. From then, I learned so much. I took Ellen Jensen's iridology course in the United States. I attended Tony Miller's masterclass in Gold Coast, Australia. I also learned naturopathy and Freudian constitutional types from Farida Sharon.
Awesome.
IPA offers an excellent platform for iridologists from all over the world. I attended a lot of webinars held by IPA. I participated in the 2019 IPA annual symposium in Australia, and I registered as an IPA lifetime member, and I became a certified comprehensive iridologist. The brown iris is the most popular type in China and the world. I studied the brown iris constitution types and color variations with Olive and presented at the 15th IPA Iridology Health Summit. Believe it or not, I bought and tested 7 different iris cameras to get quality iris photos. I also collected more than 50 or 60 iridology books to study various aspects of iridology. Iridology reveals various aspects of people. After taking their iris photos, I study them carefully, then discuss their lifestyle, experience, habits, and familial disease history. Then I give them suggestions and advice. So
Fantastic.
iridology is my passion. I love iridology. It changed my
Awesome.
perspective and attitude
That's
toward
amazing.
wellness and life.
Yeah.
Just in less than 3 years. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. You
So-
you literally have done so much in iridology that many iridologists who've been working for 20 years haven't.
That's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mhm.
So, Rubo, can you tell us who inspired you in iridology?
It's a long story, but it's a really fascinating journey. Let me explain. I could not fall asleep in Milan, Canada, early in the morning on the 10th day, May 2019, because the jet lag. Yeah. I got up and read the books on my laptop and happened to notice that there is a discipline called iridology, means eye interpretation, which I had never heard it before. With great curiosity, I bought 5 digital books from Amazon. One of them is Iridology Simplified. Maybe this one.
Yeah.
At the moment, it's a digital book from Amazon. It is written by Dr. Bernard Jensen. It is written, Iris was a goddess of the rainbow in Greek mythology. She was also messenger of the gods in the Iliad. So I think it's interesting. I want to know all about it because I knew almost nothing about the Greek mythology. So I searched a few pages and images about Iris. Iris was said to have golden wings. She travels with the speed of wind from one end of the world to the other. She links the gods to humanity. The next day, my daughter drove me to Barrie, it's in Canada, for a tour. We went to Lake Simcoe for a walk. To my surprise, at the waterfront of Barrie, a sculptured bird stands before me with giant wings, over 20 meters in height, which looked like the goddess of Iris in my mind or in my imagination. According to the introduction, its name is Spirit Catcher, created by Ron Baird. Ron Baird created the steel sculpture with an image of the Thunderbirds. I think it's in Rocky Mountain. Yeah. A Thunderbird is a messenger for carrying people's dreams and desires to the creator. So Iris and Thunderbird appeared in my life at the same time and in the same place. Both of them have wings, and both are related to water, the source of life. Both of them are the messengers for human and the gods. Furthermore, coincidentally, Rainbow is pronounced similar to my Chinese name, so I believe there must be a connection between iridology and me. So after I was back in China, I decided to learn and study iridology my whole life. 1 month later, I completed Ellen's iridology course in San Marcos, yeah, and submitted the IPA lifetime membership application. And then my life as an iridologist begins. Life begins at 50. A long story.
It's a beautiful story. That's a beautiful story.
Yeah. Yeah. And I just love how there's such coincidences. And well, I don't think there are coincidences. I think it's serendipity. How these little things happened and led you to a new career.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So Chris,
the Iridology world is very lucky to have you.
Yes, we are. So Ruboe, can you tell us what your maybe your favorite sign is in the eye, or the favorite iris type that you have?
Yeah, by the moment, radial furrow. Absolutely.
Okay.
Radial furrow indicate a deficiency in nervous vitality. Anxiety tetanic constitution types display the largest number of radial furrows. When the radial furrow appears, the wall of the bowel becomes permeable to toxic wastes. There are symptoms of infection, pain, or inflammation. There are several reasons that radial furrow is my favorite sign. Firstly, radial furrow reveals the connection between the gut and the brain. We all know gut health is very important for our brains. Hippocrates said all disease began in the gut. There are also similar sayings in traditional Chinese medicine. Secondly, radial furrows, especially those breaking through the collarette, are also major markings for time risk evaluation, according to Dr. Daniel Loreto in Italy. It could help us discover the patient's deep level of physical or emotional trauma and find the proper solution for them. Radial furrow is topostable. It reveals the condition of related organs, which we may suggest the clients nurture and take care of. And most importantly, I believe it's the most significant mark for patients with ALS. In ALS patients, deep and dark radial furrows are typical and generally found in the brain reaction area. For example, locomotion area, the medulla, the speech and the language area, and also in the arm, leg, spine reaction field, which indicates the motor neuron degenerative condition. Degeneration of motor neurons in the brainstem and the spinal cord cause muscle atrophy, weakness. So it took me about 1 year to study the etiology and the pathology of neurodegenerative disease. especially ALS. ALS or amyotrophic lateral sclerosis is a progressive neurodegenerative motor neuron disease. So I studied all the aspects of ALS with great enthusiasm. I'm really interested in find a cure because it is well known in the world there is no cure for this kind of disease. It's a fatal disease. The average of life expectancy after ALS diagnosis is about 3 to 5 years. The reality is, just like Dr. Bedlak described, the doctor always says, we don't know why this happens. Unfortunately, people with this disease always experience rapidly progressive disability and shortened survival. And there's really nothing we can do about it. You just have to go home and get your affairs in order. So there's no cure for ALS. It doesn't matter. If there is no cure, maybe I can create one. So I dedicated myself and spent a lot of time studying ALS and lots of protocols and therapies.
I think that's excellent. Yes.
Amazing.
Yes.
So iridology helps me a lot to guide me find the real cause and the treatments for ALS. So I think I can help them to get health. Yeah. So that's the reason why radio furrow is my favorite iridology sign.
Beautiful.
Fantastic. Love it.
That is. Well, we have a final question for you, and we've chosen a question for you to answer for us today, and that is, what would you tell a new iridologist to do to help them build their confidence?
Actually, I am a new iridologist.
Yes, you are, but it sounds like your confidence is very well intact, and you are on your way because you have a plan.
So I want to speak in Chinese. So Oliver, you can translate for
me.
me.
Yeah, I'm standing by.
我觉得第一呢是要有兴趣，兴趣是我们学习最大的老师。
Okay, the first thing we need to have is interest. We need to have a strong interest to motivate us to study. Is the best motivation is the best teacher to guide us to iridology.
第二呢，我觉得呢是要向不同的老师学习。我接触了非常多的老师，还有很多我没有说。
So secondly, we need to learn from different teachers. Yeah, because for different informations and actually Ruboe, she learned from many teachers. Yeah, not just those he just mentioned. Yes.
所以其实每一个老师都有他不同擅长的地方和他的独特的视角，我们可以综合的或者说从不同的视角来思考和看待这些问题。
So different teachers, different mentors, they will have their way of interpreting the iridologies or their angle of seeing iridologies. And they will also have their strength, their different strength in doing iridologies. So I would say for new iridologists, we should just learn from all these different aspects. Yes.
I agree.
除此之外呢，第三呢就是，我的经验尽量的接触相关的，甚至是不同的学科，可能是风马牛不相及的学科。因为我学 Iridology， 我学了非常多的东西，我会学医学的哲学，甚至是功能医学、中医学正骨，这个
OK
芳疗、阿尤维塔，所有这些东西，
不过
我都是
这个也是相关联的，
对，
对吧？
是的，对，
So
老师不同的
apart,
老师
yeah.
不同的学科，对，
Yeah. So apart from iridology, we should also learn or get involved in some other areas such as TCM, Chinese medicine, and aromatherapy. And he has learned so much that I could not catch up. I could not, because he learned so much. And he also learned about functional medicine, if I don't miss that, functional medicine. And he also learned about the Western medicine philosophy, which is very important because I can see Ruboe, he really have a very big, it's like a tank. He absorbs everything and melt them together and use it in what he managed to apply every single elements correct. I mean, not correctly, I mean, beautifully. He managed to do that. Yeah.
我觉得还有一点重要的是要关注我们的历史，我们是从哪里来的。所以我也研究 Iridology 的历史，我甚至会去找我们最早的能够找到的所有的书。我这儿有书这是 Henry Lane 的书，这个你们知道他是
Yeah, he's one of the pioneer. Yeah, one of the
我有
pioneers.
3本。
He has 3 books of Henry's. Oh, all these are very old books.
Yes.
So what
1953
what he
我
said
甚
is
至有韩国的版本，我有
he has Korean version of that book.
So
And what is the last version? The last book?
这个吗
Yeah, is it Italian or what?
Maybe Spain,
Maybe
Spanish,
Spain.
Spanish,
Okay. Yeah.
Korean.
What Ruboe say is, as an iridologist, it's also very, very important for us to know the history of iridology.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's why he collected so many books.
Yes.
He's not just looking at the modern iridology books. He also collected the books of those pioneers. You see his book like 1950 something, right? The oldest that you have for Ruboe. So it's
最
important
后
to
一
know.
点，最后一点是我们中文叫问题导向，一定要发现一个你感兴趣的问题，用我们学到的知识去解决它。你要深入的去理解它，解决它。
Okay, so the last thing he thinks is really important is you need to be problem-oriented. It's like, you know, some problem or some disease that really can make you very interested in, can motivate you to study, to research, and you want to solve it. So there must be a problem or disease that really have a strong, you really have a strong feeling with it. So
就像渐冻症这个病，全世界的人都认为它是 incurable， 但是我有办法，我甚至说我可以创造一个办法去治疗它。你必须有这样一种解决这个问题的勇气。
Oh, so it's like Ruboe. Now ALS, this disease is he has a great motivation, while the rest of the world says that there's no cure of it, and he strongly believes that there's cure. So this motivates him to move on and want to solve the problem, and he strongly believes that he can create a solution for this disease. So
Absolutely.
it's very important to have this, you need to have this destination or motivation of it.
Yes. Yes. A strong desire to see something become complete, or open a pathway to find a solution. Yes.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I
That's
want
beautiful.
to say.
Sounds great. A true pioneer.
Yeah.
And the only other thing I would add for that is for new iridologists is to have passion like Ruboe does, but also to practice, to look in lots and lots and lots of eyes. That's the only way we're going to get more and more confidence to practice.
I've looked in so many eyes from people that said, no, I don't believe in this. or prove it to me, or you show me. They almost want to find disbelief in what you're telling them. And when you are able to touch on something that you have no way of knowing other than looking in the eyes, it's a beautiful thing to see their face change. And they question, how did you do this? How did you do this? So what I tell my students is to help build confidence in themselves is to look at every eye that you can, even the disbelievers, even the disbelievers. So, well, this has been an awesome broadcast. This is going to be seen by many people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ruboe.
Yes, thank you both.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure to be here with you.
Yes.
It's been a while since we saw you live on the Gold Coast, but you've done so much work since then. And I really sincerely hope we meet in Nanjing one day live, once this pandemic
face to face.
Yeah, face to face. Yeah.
Sure. Of course.
We can touch, can hug. Yeah.
That's right.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you. You gave up a lot of precious time to do this, and it's very well worth it. We are reaching people in all corners of the world, and we're explaining our very simple questions about iridology, but we're touching many lives, and that's what's so important. We want to touch many lives and help people understand what iridology really is. So thank you, and
Thank you.
we will see you soon.
See you soon.
See you. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
谢谢。Bye.